I've seen a lot of people who go to the stage or who go to speak in front of let us say, a small group or a larger group, and they immediately start speaking. They immediately, try to catch up with their breath, or they run into anxieties, or the worst of all, they start being apologetic for not being prepared. I've seen a lot of people who come in front of me when we are having these public speaking classes. They immediately say, "I'm very sorry, I did not prepare today, and I did not get time, or I could not sleep properly, and that is the reason my speech is bad today." Immediately, you are putting the audience on a very negative note, because you need to understand about the today's topic that your presence carries more weight than what you might realize. When you go to the stage, when you go to speak in front of people, or when you're having a one-to-one conversation in front of others, it is your presence that matters the most. It is the way you compose yourself. It is the way you put yourself up in front of people. You may forget my words, because whatever I'm speaking, it's not necessary that you may understand exactly in the same way I want to teach you, but definitely you will remember the way I'm teaching you. I've always heard this feedback from our students. They say that, "Sir, we don't remember exactly what you said. I cannot remember everything, but I do remember that the way, the kind of confidence you have, the kind of charisma you have, the way you are speaking, all of these things are remembered." So that is what the audience carries into their mind. And in today's topic, we are going to understand, I've listed down 3 points, how you can speak with presence and power, even if you are nervous. It's not necessary that you will always be confident. Sometimes you can be nervous. When you're going in front of people, you can be nervous. It's very, very common thing. Confidence is not something that comes naturally to us. Naturally, when we come in front of people, when we see a lot of people in front of, let us say we see a big audience, it's our natural reaction in our brain that we will start feeling a little bit awkward. We'll start feeling a little bit bad, and we might even go on the defensive. And that is where that kind of negative feeling, that lack of presence comes into play. So in today's video, as I said, that we are going to uncover into 3 points. The first thing you need to understand is that presence is felt before even words are heard. Even before I'm saying something to you, the way I present myself, the way I'm sitting, the way I'm talking, the way my hands are moving, the gestures, everything, you are noticing all of these things, right? You might be listening to my words. Yes, it is true. But what your brain at the subconscious level, what is it trying to understand? It is trying to understand my body language, because there is a fact, it's a scientific fact, that your body language carries most of the meaning of your communication. And if I have to put that into percentage, that is roughly 55%. More than half of the meaning of your conversation is always carried by your body language. So when you go in front of the people, the first thing that you need to do is to have a strong presence. You don't need to go to the stage and start speaking immediately. Let us say I'm coming in front of you on this camera. It's not necessary that I have to just keep on speaking at the same time. I can make mistakes. I can repeat words. It's all fine. I'm speaking live to you. I'm speaking in a very natural kind of way. I can afford to make mistakes. But the moment I try to be very perfect, the moment I try to be, very kind of that I can be one of the best speakers, in that case, there will be a lot of nervous anxieties. There will be a lot of negative thoughts that will come into my mind, and it will make me rush into the topic. So what you should do is that you should try to keep yourself composed, try to maintain that presence, try to maintain that positive body language, try to maintain silence. Silence is a bigger power than speaking. The people who keep on speaking blah 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 blah, they actually lose the power. But the people who can go to the stage, speak in front of the people, whether it is an online conversation or it is an offline conversation, you can simply stand, you can simply sit, not talk for a few seconds. That's perfectly fine. Even if you're going for an interview also, it's not necessary that if somebody asks you a question, immediately you have to answer it. No, you have to recollect in your mind, and that presence shows more power. So if you can simply stay calm and composed during conversations, especially at the starting, let me tell you guys, you can actually you can actually pretend to be more powerful than what you really are. And the second thing that we need to discuss is about powerful speaking is about ownership, not volume. I've seen a lot of people, they do this mistake that they try to speak louder. They try to speak, faster. They think that just by speaking louder or faster, I will have more authority over my audience. But the fact is exactly the opposite. The audience loses your interest. The audience loses their interest when they see somebody rushing through, when they see somebody speaking in a very loud way. You can be speaking in a very normal tone, you can be speaking in a very normal way, and you can still hold authority over your audience. So power is all about, ownership. You own your topic, you own your words. It's not like you're trying to rumble through the words or you're trying to rush through the conversation. It's about staying calm, taking ownership of the words that you're saying, going into details of what you are saying rather than trying to miss the points. So if you stay slow, if you are able to cover the topic, if you're serious about your topic, then most likely your audience will connect with you. But if you're just trying to finish the topic, you're trying to finish the conversation, you're trying to finish the speech, and you will obviously rush through because of your anxieties, you're not going to have that impact in front of your audience. And the third thing that you need to understand is slow down to be heard. It is not necessary that you have to speak in a very fast way. The pace at which we speak carries a lot of meaning. And if you can speak a little bit lesser, the pace at which I'm speaking to you right now is actually lesser than what I normally speak at. When I'm speaking in normal life, I speak a little bit faster. It comes naturally to me. I'm a kind of person whose brain works actually faster than the mouth. So it usually happens to me. Earlier I used to think that it is a disadvantage for me. But now I have realized that my brain works faster than, my thoughts are moving very fast. That is the reason why I write fast, why I speak fast. But when I'm coming on these conversations, when I'm speaking to my students in the classes, I try to speak slower than what I normally speak. And that, gives me more composure. That gives me more power. And you can actually feel it, right? So in today's video, I'm going to tell you about this thing that you try practicing this. Anything that you're going to do in the beginning, it's not going to, show impact in a day. It's always going to take some time. But if you can practice to speak slowly than your normal speed on a day-to-day basis, choose one conversation, let us say in your home, especially parents should definitely do that when they're speaking to their children. They should try to speak in a very slow way. And teachers can also do that with their students. The bosses can do with their employees. The leaders can do with their team members. Everybody can do that. Just try to speak a little slower than what you normally speak. It is not necessary that you have to speak fast, but it is definitely necessary that you speak with power. Power is what is going to bring meaning to your sentences. That is what, your presence is going to bring that meaning, not your speed, not your volume. That's all the volume matters, the space matters, but if you try to speak a little bit slower, if you will see all the big politicians, let us say call the presidents or the prime minister of the countries, you will see that they speak on a very slow pace and people want to listen to them. Why? Because that presence, that silence, that slower speed gives them more power, gives them more authority over the people, and people treat them with respect. But that does not mean that you have to go ultra slow. I'm just saying a little slower than what you normally speak. Okay, understand the difference. I'm not asking you to speak on a, I am going to speak about blah 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 blah. That's ultra slow. I'm not asking that. If let us say you speak, okay, today we are going to do this, today we are going to go to that place, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to wear this. Maybe if this is your normal speed, then you can try to slow down by 10 to 15%, and that will bring authority to your voice. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to give you one activity. What is that one thing that you do or you could do to appear more confident in speaking? Whenever you are speaking in front of people, if you are feeling nervous, what is that one thing that you do? I have seen some people breathe heavily before the conversations. I have seen some people meditating. I have seen some people preparing. I have seen some people practicing. What is that one thing that you do? Please write in the comment box. I would like to know. There are a lot of things that we do. Everybody has different perceptions. It's not necessary that you have to copy others, but it's definitely necessary to know your way. How do you keep your mind composed? So I'll be waiting for your comments. I'm Lokesh Rohilla. I'm signing off from today's video. I hope you liked today's content, today's video, and please let me know in the comment box if you would like me to create more content or create more videos on some other topics related to communication, because our series Learn to Speak with Lokesh Rohilla is all about bringing you back into that power, taking control of your voice, taking charge of your communications. I hope you loved it. Thank you very much for today.